Hello, everybody, and welcome back to M&J Games. I am Michael, and today we're looking at an Intamin hypercoaster created by Isu078. I believe I've looked at another individual coaster creation by this creator, and I'll make sure and put that link in the description below. But that was a really cool Intamin Blitz coaster, if I'm remembering correctly. And for those of you that are wondering, because this almost gives me, because I believe in No Limits, which I've never played No Limits, but just some of what I've seen, they've kind of got this mode where you can kind of have it where it's not actually on a map. So you might be wondering, what in the world is going on here, right? Well, it's really cool that this creator, since it's a one coaster thing, basically made this um, massive white cube. And it's massive enough to easily fit a hypercoaster in the entire hypercoaster layout. But first off, I absolutely love the coloring of it. I think it's phenomenal, and this is interesting because I've never seen this on a hyper, but that is a really cool concept of kind of, well, I guess, okay, I take that back. It's on Steel Vengeance, but I sometimes forget that now RMC's got a couple hyper coasters. I've never seen that on a hyper coaster that's not an RMC. Let's phrase it that way. But this is just kind of a really cool little concept and idea. As you can see, we've got custom supports here, and then they've got this little kind of custom little whatever you call this, um, and we've got the spine. It looks like as well. So really, really cool, and it's almost like it's launched up the hill. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. So what coaster is this? So it's the Bar Heist. I just want to check this out. Is this a launch? Yeah, it's technically a launch. So okay, so I guess by doing that, you're able to take it up the lift hill quicker. Because I guess some of these new, and I was wrong if I've said before on a video, because a lot of times you do have coasters that go pretty slow up the chains, right? But these new kind of hyper coasters are kind of or giga coasters, kind of the exception to that. So once we get off this coaster, we'll take a look at our stats, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. All right, so that was the coaster, and if we look at the stats, let's see. So it's not quite a hyper. It's technically a hyper in terms of how tall it is off the ground, but not in terms of the drop. As you can see, G forces look pretty good. Maybe vertical's a little bit high, maybe on that first drop a little bit. Um, let's see. So does they say three inversions, but yeah, so it is funny that they technically count that as an inversion because you go greater than 90 degrees, at least to my knowledge. So they say there's three inversions when really there's none. You got one right there they count, two, or maybe it's this one here. Either way, that's man, sometimes it's hard to see um with kind of the white background where an inversion is and so forth. But yeah, man, I love that coaster. Maybe a couple areas need a tad bit more smoothing. Um, and I think I would with this drop right here. I wouldn't have the walkway going all the way down there because you're never going to have an employee get to that point, right? Like that's basically deadly. Um, maybe like right there where it starts the curve. But as you can see with this custom spine, this is just a medium cube. And the tedious part of that is placing it all the way up the lift hill, making sure you get the angle correct and everything. But that really does give it that realistic look and vibe. Um, I would think that maybe one suggestion is if you look at a lot of these hyper coasters and giga coasters, is this spine goes all the way down to the ground. So maybe, yeah, I mean, I was thinking maybe pushing this back just a tad bit, having the spine go all the way to the ground. But I do like how this connects. I mean, that's pretty cool, kind of how that connection is. But yeah, what'd you guys think of this ride? Oh, we got a little transfer track here, and you use the cheat that I believe this was his coaster I spotlighted that I saw this on before. And so the whole idea of this is basically you launch the other coaster, or you set up another same coaster and you launch it. You put it underneath the ground and you launch it, but then you have these. Let's see what this is right here. I need to do this on. So that's going to be a magnetic brake, and you turn it to 1 mile per hour. And the reason you do that is because if you put enough space in between, it's just going to stop on the track because it's going to lose momentum. It's not going to have enough speed to carry it. So, like if we test this, for example, so we can kind of see what it does. You don't have to have this much space in between it. Because I've seen somebody else do it where they basically just have here to the station. But as you can see, so it slows down to 1 mile an hour and it just stops moving. So that's one way that you can be able to cheat the system to have a coaster car actually in your transfer track. Oop. Oh, that's not white. um, no, I'm just kidding. That's really weird. So yeah, yeah, I love this coaster. I think this is probably my favorite of the two that you've done so far that I've seen. As I said, the links in the description below and the link to this on the workshop. So make sure to go download it and rate it and check out this creator's other creations on the workshop. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.